there is no ASMR. It's just ASS. That's all you get when you come this way without a single R, dude. Like, it's just nice try, A for effort, but like
that's what I thought
on the Masspole spot. I just don't have it. I can't do it. I got no BB, no ASMR. I got nothing. I got 1, 2, 3. That's all I got. That's what I do.
Well, we'll leave it up.
Can you hear me on this one?
I can hear you on that one, yeah.
Switch to this one then.
All right, let's try this. All right, we're gonna do a quick switch.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to grab.
That's a big yell of it. I'm gonna put my close up, Mr. Yeager.
Now we've got to figure out how to get all of us in the picture.
We'll just have to.
The same ball as like the canister company, right?
Well, and you know and you know like what the commentators call it, right? Ball arena. We call it the sack.
Get the hell out of here! No,
I swear to God, we call it the sack. I swear to God.
All right, I'm done.
That's it. Yeah. End the show, Johnny. Go raid somebody. We're good.
I
On aircraft last week.
I'm glad. I was gonna say I'm glad Coastal gave that lady his 2 inches worth. I mean 2 cents worth. I'm sorry.
You got Marky bad. I love it. No, that lady, like, she wasn't even discreet about it. No, you can ask John. She, like, literally leaned over John's shoulder and looked at my phone.
And all right, next up here, we also had Jason Knoll going up against Briscoe Crown here in Milestone 15. Mark, your thoughts?
Dude, this was like the end of like the grudge match. This is the trilogy. We've seen what? This was next. We were reviewing Milestone. Last time when we were here, we were reviewing Milestone. We got Knoll and Briscoe. It was great. This is part 3 of the trilogy. One up.
I didn't see any VOD of that. Did that happen?
Yeah, it did. We were here.
You weren't here.
I was here.
Wait, have you just been paused for like a week?
We've been paused for a week, basically.
What are you talking about? It's June 31st, right?
No.
There's no such thing as June 31st.
2025.
July
9:09 at night.
You're another year older now. You've been paused so long, you gained a year.
What? Why does my computer say July 6th?
Yeah.
Wait, that was my birthday.
We gotta start over, man. We gotta start over.
You missed your birthday, bro.
I did. I missed. So it's still June 31st then. So I get my birthday next week. All right, that's fine. We're good.
It doesn't work that way, Mark.
Why?
Why not? Just doesn't.
What? No.
Well, for one thing, there's only 30 days in June, but that's okay.
I know. I know. I knew that once I thought about it after you mentioned it. Shit. But yeah, that was the thing.
All right. We will redo the entire thing. Relax.
All right, fine.
All right.
All
First
right,
off, real quick, we do have to give a shout out to Melanie for the RMP supporter plus pay-per-view replay that will be airing immediately after this show.
Thank you, Melanie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to take 2 of the Milestone 15 review over here on the Dudes and Belts on YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, as always. And yes, we're going to try this again. We have the internet going flawlessly right now. We shouldn't have any issues. Knocking on a crap load of wood right now. And we should be good to go to be able to finish this off, hopefully. Before we get into everything, let's introduce the panel. And actually, we had more people than we had the last time we tried to do a Milestone review. So let's go through the list, shall we? On the top left, he is the one that lives way up there on the east coast of Maine. He is the one and only Coastal Crusader.
What is going on, everybody? I can't wait to talk about Milestone. We had a big victory in the Colorado Cup for a certain guy that was on here a couple weeks ago. We'll get into that. And we had a banger of a tag team match because you know I'm the tag team guy.
And on the top right, he was one of the few that were here last week. He is your resident Masshole himself, the one and only referee, Mikey Pins.
Now you got me really questioning if I lost a week here. Wait a minute, what's going on? Anyway, let's go back to the beginning of all this thing. What's going on, everybody? We're kicking it with Milestone 15 tonight. We're going to weave in Charged 453 that we saw last week on Thursday night. A lot of things carrying over. We see Pretty City Express, Caden Koyama, big main event with Marcio Santos and Dylan Anderson. Stay right here. A lot of Rocky Mountain Pro coming right at you.
Yeah, we are going to incorporate this past episode of Charge that we saw last Thursday as well into our Milestone 15 review, so you're going to start to see a little bit of a merge here on the show. We're going to do the best that we can.
Plenty of fallout between both of them. Plenty of fallout.
And on the bottom, he is your resident encyclopedia of Rocky Mountain Pro, #1 CMS journalist without a story this past week on Charge. Slade ended up with the big one this week. He is the one and only Lucas Bradwell.
You just had to do it. You couldn't help yourself, could you?
I'm gonna jump on every single opportunity I get. Okay, so just get
This
used
is
to
where
it.
you time him right back, Lucas. Where were you on this episode of Charge? Why don't you tell us where you were?
I was in the broadcast booth commentating.
That's
doing
right. Journalism.
as well as doing the pre-show. That I had a great call on the Colorado Cup. I was choking up over the winter. It was one of the great weekends I think that I've ever had in Rocky Mountain Pro. What a just tremendous weekend. And you guys get to see it all over again if you've jumped over to our YouTube channel. We just had the Milestone pre-show remastered. And right after this show, you guys are going to get to see the main Milestone remastered. So make sure you get that pay-per-view subscription.
Tier 2.
You don't want to miss. Yeah, Tier 2 subscription.
2.
You've got to hit that subscription at the Tier 2. You can see it remastered. Our great production team have been hard at work all week long. I mean, they haven't slept, guys, to get this remastered. It's all done up nice with great editing. Everything's cleaned up perfect for you guys. So go back, watch it again.
The prescription is an RMP subscription.
There you go. Something like that.
If you got a fever for wrestling, the prescription is an RMP subscription.
There you go.
Right.
All right, before we get into Milestone once again here for the second week in a row, we do have to kind of pause for a few minutes here. As you all know, we did have a birthday this past week.
Much, oh my God! All right. Yep.
We did have a birthday.
You had two birthdays.
Yeah, we had 2 birthdays. I believe the founder, Mercury Aiden, was the day before. July 3rd was his birthday.
Yes.
July 4th, Independence Day, was Mr. Marky Pins' birthday over here. And it was known to me that there was a video created for such occasion, so we're going to take a couple minutes and we're going to watch this video that was sent to me, and I said that I would play it on the show. Oh, yes, we are.
We are? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right.
This ought to be good. Okay.
Hold up. We have a
oh, Jesus.
Florian Callies became a member of the RMP Supporter Plus pay-per-view replay level. So Tier 2, thank you so much for your membership.
Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate everybody, all the rascals in the RMP faithful, every single one of you. We appreciate you.
And we are all going to see this video, so we had everything set up. I think I had to do that. Oh, Jesus.
I see it was on Hunter Dillon's channel. Hunter, thank you. Thank you.
All right, are you watching?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We all watching? We all got it up?
Yep.
All right. I don't know.
No,
I don't know who this is, so just bear in mind.
Hi, Mark. It's Adam Pacitti here from Cultaholic Wrestling. Wanting to wish you a very, very happy birthday indeed. Your pal Hunter has got in contact and asked me to do a quick video message. So, hello. He's told me a little bit about you. You are an epic candlepin bowler, so props on that. But also, you are a massive professional wrestling fan. And that is what really matters, because professional wrestling fans are the best people in the world, especially ones from Massachusetts. And I hope I pronounced
Yeah.
that correctly, because every time I've ever said it in a video, I've got it slightly wrong. But I think I nailed it there. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I hope you are well and truly spoiled, filled with wonderful food, filled with wonderful drinks, and just enjoy yourself. And have a wonderful time, mate. I appreciate you so very, very much. Hunter is a wonderful fella. Happy birthday, Mark.
Are you kidding me? Are you
I
kidding
could listen
me?
to that voice. I could listen to that voice all day.
I love
That
the accent.
Yeah.
Hunter, thank you so very much for that. That was absolutely outstanding. Dude, Adam Pacitti said happy birthday to me. That's pretty pissa, isn't it? Oh my God.
That's real pissa.
Dude, thank you, Hunter. Thank you. I hope he Googled candlepin bowling afterwards just to find out what the hell it is.
Yeah.
That's what I did the first time you guys told me about it.
That was awesome, Hunter. Thank you very much. Dude, I saw the face pop up and I went, that's not Hunter. I thought it was going to be a video from Hunter, like with the good old embarrasser guy reel. You know what I mean? Like give him the business. And that's fine. I'd have took that, a happy birthday kind of thing. But I'm looking at the face. I'm like, wait, that's Adam Pacitti. Wait. Oh my God. Hunter, thank you very, very much. We know his birthday's supposed to be.
And now you pissed off the founder of RMP. Congratulations.
Sorry, Ian. Even the ref holds the title sometime.
Oh, there you go.
Once. It's
There's
not
a
often.
zinger for
Usually
you.
I'm giving it to somebody else. Usually I'm giving it to somebody else, but I still get to put my hands on it. Thank you very much.
Don't feel bad for Yaden. He gets birthday wishes from Al Snow and D'Lo Brown and Bob
That's true.
Evans.
Yeah.
Can't win them
I was at a
all.
training once with Bob Evans. I don't get to sit down and hang out and have dinner with him. He just yelled at me and told me to run more ropes faster. I remember that. I remember that.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, you ready to do take 2 of Milestone 15?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Hunter, that was great, dude. Thank you. Legit, like legit, 100%.
All right.
I feel like totally. I can't stop smiling. That was great.
So like I said last week, at least I'm pretty sure I said this last week, we typically don't cover pre-shows, but it looks like there is going to be a big match or two on the pre-shows, at least for the foreseeable future. One was the Charge Championship, which we always got to cover title matches, and this one in particular, the Colorado Cup. So, let's start with the Colorado Cup. Obviously, somebody predicted the winner in this group, and no, it wasn't me, even though my pick is still technically live. And I will stand on that until next year.
I mean, in a way, yeah, but based on the way that Two Dame was treated, respected, and how RMP is carrying forward, I think that's one of those things you're just gonna have to let flail into the ether, young man.
Then I'm calling my pick a draw. Then mine just doesn't count.
No, it's like a tie at the end.
Yeah.
Like you're not
It's a
1 and
push.
1. Now you're 1 and 1 or something. Yeah.
Well, anyways, Two Dame with the victory in the Colorado Cup. Boys, your thoughts, as we all know what happened at the end of the match as well. Getting promoted is a big deal at Rocky Mountain Pro. And also, we now have, from this match, a new Ignition champion, and that is Two Dame James. Your thoughts?
Well deserved for Two Dame. I mean, he's been putting the work in. He looks great when he's out there. He and Southside had an amazing tag team title match, and it just shows. I mean, he said it on here. The sky's the limit for Two Dame, and now he has a date with whoever holds that title at Shocktober, and that's going to be interesting. And then we hear, when Southside Hustle was interviewed on Charge this past week, we hear that he wants to be Two Dame 2 belts. And Marky, I think he can. Southside Hustle's looking good. Two Dame's riding a huge wave of momentum right now. That's only going to help him out.
I believe it. Honestly, man, I think all of that mass of Two Dame's win at the Colorado Cup is just going to keep pushing Southside Hustle forward. These guys are on the same page. We saw it on Charged. We saw Sammy being all kinds of happy for Two Dame. There was no jealousy there. There was none of that. This is just going to keep pushing them in the tag team division. Chopper City has those belts now. We're going to talk about that in a little while. But now this is another open opportunity to get the ranks back moving. Who's next? Southside Hustle wants to be next. And Lucas, with Two Dame winning like this, you know this is going to up Sammy's game. I think this is nothing but good for the Hustlers.
It's great for the tag team. I think they're going to have a lot of momentum. But I just got to talk about the Ignition title coming back, guys. The Ignition title is back. And that's awesome because, you know, we've got Ignition back. So that show is going to have even a little bit more importance because Two Dame now representing that show. And that's going to be awesome. You know, that belt's going to be taken just about to every venue we go to. You got to think, you know, we go, Ignition's being taped at, you know, Summit Tacos and Romero's and Snowpack and the Mile High Flea Market, everywhere we go. And the Ignition title is going to be right there. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be just another thing that Two Dame can be so proud of because he's going to be like the new working champ. We've got the working man's champ on Charged, and well, Two Dame's going to be that representation on Ignition. It's going to be awesome to see. You know, a lot of people are going to be gunning for that belt. So, hey, one of our favorite shows, Maki, you were loving having Ignition back, and now that we got a title now to represent it.
It's great for Two Dame. It's great for Ignition, and it's great for the young ones on Ignition because just like you said, I was going to make that same point that back in the day when we had Ignition on, you know, weekly, we were having it. The champion wrestled for the belt every single week. It was just like Charged. That Ignition championship is workhorse, and that's nothing but good for the young guys on their way up. All the XP they can get. Two Dame riding high. He's going to be in the ring getting it. He's got Sammy on the backside teaching it. Hopefully they're bringing in a few bucks with the hustle of the whole thing. The T-shirts, they got the stickers. They got all the merch. They got all the swag. Get out there, see fourth row, go get them. And the sky's the limit for the hustle, man. The sky's the limit. The second half of the year could be something that we're watching them throwing them dice and putting the twos up. Belts around their waist.
Moving on from that, we also have, like you guys kind of preluded a little bit here, with the Charge Championship. The main event of the pre-show involved Caden Koyama versus the returning Anaya.
Great match with these guys. XP versus XP, RMP's past versus RMP's present. Great parts of RMP's past are now wrestling in RMP's present. It doesn't get much better than this for the stakes of the Charge Championship. Caden Koyama been on a high road, man. Really kind of coming in, winning. Here comes Anaya. We get that match. We get a good feeling out in the beginning. Takes a little while, but eventually the guys get going and we start getting back and forth. There's kickouts all over the place. Anaya is all over Koyama, or not. Koyama comes back. Anaya kicks out of a Star Destroyer. We haven't seen anybody kick out of a Star Destroyer lately. Nobody can gain the upper hand. So XP won the day. And Koyama found himself in a precarious spot. Reached up and just rolled Anaya over. But then he like really kind of packaged him in so he couldn't get out. Koyama wins. Still the Charge Championship. Anaya looking great at Milestone. Coastal, we're watching it on the rewind. I only start with Coastal, Lucas, because you've been there before. You've seen it in person. And now we're seeing it in person for kind of the first time of what Anaya can do like in the now. And damn, he looks good. He looked great then. He looks good now. He's still ready to go. And him and Koyama had themselves a gem.
Yeah,
in the Milestone pre-show.
Hold up. Gotta interrupt you real quick. We do have a super chat. I think this is the first time we've seen a super chat over on YouTube. $1.99. Anyway. Don't forget Lois Big return on the pre-show as well.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that.
Continue.
No, but Anaya doesn't look like it doesn't look like he's lost a step at all. I mean, we saw him 10 years ago at Milestone 5. We just watched on the rewind. We see him now. Looks like the same cat to me, man. Just as vicious as ever. And he took Koyama to the limits. But this is what we've seen for the last, I'd say, two plus months since Koyama's got a hold of that belt. Is he's on a different level. He's on a higher level than
I already got that one,
you.
Yaden. I'm sorry, Coastal.
Oh, it's okay. No, and I mean, Koyama is the fighting champion we all knew he would be. This is what happens when he has gold. He showed it with Brother when they were the tag team champs. They defend, they defended
Yeah, I said that one like 10 or 15 minutes ago.
Taking on every challenger, no matter who they are. This was a huge win. This solidifies him as one of the most dominant charged champions, Lucas. And I mean, Koyama right now is there anybody on as hot of a streak as Caden Koyama?
In a pure wrestling standpoint, I don't think so. I would say, there's obviously the dominant champion that is Damon Ace. We'll talk about him later, but I just think it from a just pure wrestling standpoint and kind of where he was at, before getting that charged championship, he was starting to really pick up momentum. Even last year when he had that great title match against David Drake, just kind of seemed to kind of get more momentum, keep getting it, and then finally getting that singles gold. It's impressive, and the list of guys that he's going through, it's getting to be more impressive. This, I believe, was his most impressive victory as far as name recognition. We're talking about Anaya, who's an all-time great. He's probably on my top 10 list of all-time Rocky Mountain Pro stars that we've ever had. So Caden Koyama's got a victory over a guy like that. So that's something, and to do it on this stage, just big time victory. Caden he's right now at the very, very top of his game. It's great to see, and that match was great. What a great pre-show we had all together, guys. I mean, you talk about, the pre-show itself was pay-per-view quality, and that was, everyone got to watch that for free. I think that got everyone ready for Milestone. We just talked about a big surprise that happened at the Milestone pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did
come back.
Yeah, did have the return of the Warhammer herself, Lilith Grimm, and she actually took a loss to Izzy during that match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But she looks great. The dominance, the power, it's still there. The experience, wherever she's been, she has not lost a step. But Izzy is that young one on the way up. And sometimes there's this thing where you never wrestled anybody before, so go out and do your thing. You just never know. And I don't think Izzy's had any contact with Lilith like this. So it's obviously they've never been in the ring together. Lilith went to her power game, and Izzy went to the, what the hell can I do about this? Like, I don't know if it was already a packaged plan that she had in her hand. Yeah, I got that out of the way. I don't know if that was a packaged plan, but at the same point in time, it was, what do I do to get out of this? And Izzy just thought quick, got the roll up, and got a win over Lilith Grimm. But great to see Lilith coming back and going to do nothing but up the Lockhat's division right now, which is already in turmoil. We're going to get to here in a few minutes, but great pre-show. Great pre-show.
Yeah, when you haven't been in the ring with someone, there's always that element of surprise. And I think that big on Izzy for understanding that she could do things that Lilith wasn't expecting because they've never been in the ring together before. So I think that's a veteran move right there to be like, hey, I have the element of surprise here and I'm going to use it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on to the main card, the main show, the show that you guys will be seeing immediately after this Dudes and Belts broadcast over on youtube.com/@RMP Wrestling will be the reamped or remastered version of Milestone 15. So if you are a Tier 2 member on RMP Wrestling's YouTube channel, you will be able to access this show immediately after. So stay tuned, stick around if you're a member, and you'll probably be directed to that members only broadcast. Yeah, let's start off with the opening contest of, actually, you know what? I should say spoiler alert. Especially those people who have not watched Milestone 15. If you don't want to hear results, I would probably turn this part of the show on mute and just watch us there. And then once Milestone comes out after this show, you guys can watch it with no spoilers. if you want to hear them and still want to watch the show, you're more than welcome to stick around, obviously. But if you're not a fan of spoilers, mute the show. Almost screwed that one up. So, because we did have new members, so
it's all right. We got the gist. I think everybody got the gist of what was up.
All right. Opening contest was Dak Draper versus Ice Williams, an impromptu match that wasn't even on the card for that night. I do believe, Lucas.
No, it was not. All I knew Dak Draper was at the quarry. I didn't know what he was doing there, and he had some little bit of choice words, not only for Ice Williams but for all kind of the new generation of wrestlers coming into Rocky Mountain Pro. I mean, he kind of, bad mouthing them, not giving them much respect. Having admiration, obviously, for his generation of the Rocky Mountain Pro roster, which, let's face it, I'm that generation too. I'm that guy who loved, that roster from almost 10 years ago. But you got to give props to the new ones too. And man, Ice Williams came out and he was not having any of Dak Draper's words. He definitely was not feeling it. Feeling the disrespect, and man, we had a great impromptu match. I mean, you're talking about two top talents kind of representing two different generations of talent. Man, this was a good one, guys. A great back and forth matchup. Dak Draper's shown a little aggressive side to him, but we saw Ice Williams give it right back, and they were, it started getting into like basically a slugfest. There for a little bit. The two were exchanging chops and right hands, and but Dak took a little bit of a low road, so to speak, and picked up a controversial victory in the opening match. But man, it was a great back and forth. Coastal, I don't know, man, but I love me some Dak Draper. This kind of, and let's face it, I know this Dak Draper existed, but I was kind of getting used to the Dak Draper that's, he's kind of my boy. I've known him for a long time. We've always gotten along. This one was, well, I just felt he was a little disrespectful.
No, I agree, and he had the disrespectful words in the beginning, but I think this is where it's coming from is, I think there's a hint of jealousy. And I mean, I know Dak Draper shouldn't be jealous of anybody. I mean, look at him. He is what you put together if you're building a professional wrestler. The strength, the agility, the in-ring intelligence. The thing is, though, it's a little bit of jealousy because he doesn't give him respect, because I think he's like, uh-oh, is my time coming to an end? What's going on here? I need to figure something out. And he went, he answered the call. Ice Williams definitely answered the call. This kid is a stud. I mean, WWE ID prospect, not saying anything anybody doesn't already know, but to go in there and go toe-to-toe with Dak Draper with an attitude like Dak has right now is impressive. And what was more impressive to me was Dak was changing styles. It went from slugfest, and then he was slowing it down, and Ice always had an answer. So, I mean, I think there's a hint of desperation, Marky, and Dak took the road less traveled we had seen with him before, and he got a win. But as we see on Charge this week, we get to see it again, and I can't wait for round 2, Mark.
That was a very questionable dragon screw onto the second ropes of Ice Williams. That's something that has referees across the region kind of scratching their heads and saying, was that legal? Was that not? Because I've scratched my head a few times, but I have a completely different theory about what's going on with Dak Draper here. Ice Williams, we know Ice. Ice is the future, man. That kid's the entire setup. He is, like you said on commentary earlier about Pretty City Express, he is a specimen, man. He is the next generation superstar inside of the ropes, and he is well on his way to a very productive career. He goes toe-to-toe with anybody and stands down to nobody. But I want to talk about Dak Draper, and this is what I firmly believe this is what happens to good men when they get rid of the fanny pack and grow a mustache. All right? The mustache tends to make some of these men think that something is a little bit more in their favor than it is. And now you have two brains talking to each other. They say that some people listen to the wrong one, and Dak is listening to nothing but his mustache right now. And the mustache is giving him very, very bad advice. Now, Dak Draper's skills and everything are notwithstanding some of the best and the highest levels. However, that mustache is going to lead him down a very dark path. He was a better guy with the fanny pack. We saw him. We knew where he stood at least. Now the mustache, he's hiding something. I don't know what's under there. Does he have another top lip? I don't know. But he's hiding something, and I don't trust this Dak Draper. Good match, though.
Excellent match. What a way to kick off Milestone.
Yes.
Then we follow that with a Lockets championship match, pitting Lola Yara going up against a Big Daddy Mo for that coveted title. I'm sure you guys have a lot of thoughts about this.
Should stop calling it a mustache and start calling it a Preston. Because here we go. Here we go. Taking a great match between two of the biggest rivals. This is one of the most heated rivals.
2.0.
Damn. I lost the whole thing. Oh, no, wait, there it is. No, this is one of the biggest, most heated rivalries in Rocky Mountain Pro over this last milestone to milestone season. Okay, Lola forever saying that she's been the longest reigning #1 contender. People have said always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And she's watched other people ascend to the Lockets peak before she's gotten there. And a Big Daddy Mo is in the way. And right now, Big Daddy Mo, boys, I don't know about you guys, but she, to me, has been one of the most fierce, competitive, willing to fight anytime, anywhere champions that we've seen. Not even Lockets, just stand up for herself and just go out and take care of business. And that is what you get from a champion. I personally believe in this match. This was really good back and forth. But I think the attitude of I can do anything kind of bit Mo in the ass here a little bit because she is winning. Towards the end, we're going down and forth, and Mo is manhandling Lola. Manhandling her, picking her up, tossing her down, got her up in the suplex position. But then kind of towards the end here, boys, maybe you correct me when I'm wrong, or if you have another vantage point of the idea. It almost looked like she let Preston's jaw in over here kind of get in up here and throw her all off. She was on the yellow brick road all the way to Oz. She was going to win the title. The Wizard was going to hand it right back to her, and it was over. And then the Wicked Witch of the Orange showed up and kind of changed the whole flow and everything. Grabs her foot, holds her down. Mo gets a cheeky win. I'm sorry, Lola gets a cheeky win. This Preston is literally changing destinies for the sake of his own pocketbook and making a lot of enemies. And I understand, boys, we know this is the name of the game here in pro wrestling, but Coastal, eventually you burn enough bridges. Doesn't that start to burn your ass after a while? Isn't it going to catch up?
Eric Ray is sounding off over on YouTube as well. The beginning of the law office dominance and starts with the crown jewel.
Mark,
yeah, you guys had a good night.
Yeah,
you had a good night.
Good analogy about burning bridges, because if you burn enough bridges, you're alone on an island, and that's a very vulnerable place to be. Yeah, the
like that.
The grass looks really green right now, but you don't have an out. You don't have a way out. You're selling the farm with no guarantee on return of investment. Preston is doing everything he can to propel his clients, which, hey, I give him credit for. You know, he's doing what needs to be done, but there are repercussions for every action. And they're equal and sometimes greater repercussions. And, you know, we see it when he's having a heated argument, if you will, on charge this week with Marcio Santos. We'll get into that later.
Preston, you are not Joe Henry.
No. Sometimes. No. Don't say his name if that's the case. Maybe he won't show up.
He just did.
Sometimes, Preston, the consequences don't just fall on you. Now you're putting a target on everyone in the law office back, and I don't know if they bargained for that. They're going to pay the price for your indiscretions. And I'll tell you what, there's one crazy dude in there. I don't even know if he really is on anybody's team other than his own. And if you piss him off, you're liable to wind up in a chicken wing. And it's not looking good. I know Lola She won that title. She had to. This was a must-win, Lucas, for Lola. She had to win because if she didn't, then it's you don't have nowhere to go from there.
No.
You know, you've been on this journey, as she said, you know, on charge 4 years she waited. She wants to make Mo wait 4 years. I don't think with how that match was won, Lucas, and with the powers that be, I think she's going to see Mo a lot sooner than she wants to.
I think you're right, but you know, Maki, you made a reference to Preston as the Wicked Witch of Orange. I hate to say it, but he kind of is the Wizard of Orange, because you know what the Wizard did is the Wizard found kind of fake ways to empower the Scarecrow and empower the Lion and empower, you know, by giving them, you know, a fake thing, a fake heart and a fake brain, you know, a fake diploma. He gave Lola something that she already had, right? She already had the confidence, but he gave her that little extra boost, holding the foot. That he was like the Wizard.
True.
He was the Wizard. Right. As much as I hate to admit it, the guy was the Wizard of Milestone. He helped pull off not one but two huge victories at Milestone. Got to give it to him. And you know, and Lola, yeah, we may not like the means of how she went about winning it, but congratulations to her for finally getting the big win, right? The big one, and now she can. Now I think we can finally put her name in the discussion of all-time great Lockettes. You know, she's now in that discussion.
Oh,
she is. I think
no,
she was
no.
before.
Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of responding to the Eric Reyes comment on YouTube, sir.
Okay.
Don't you be throwing shade in my direction, sir.
Well, we didn't know. I thought you was knocking him down because we even talked about this. That in order to be spoken as one of the greatest, one of the Mount Rushmores.
Oh, I agree. I agreed with that.
I agreed with that. But you do need one.
Yes, I agreed with that. But Eric Reyes is saying you have fake credentials.
We're talking about it. It says credentials right on his card, Eric. You can't.
They have been verified. It is done. I've even had I've had people now say that I am a credentialed journalist on Rocky Mountain Pro. Very high ups have verified it. So I don't care what Eric Reyes says.
You got the
high
lawyer
ups,
involved
Preston
now.
over here on Twitch said
high up.
You verify.
You got the
people
lawyer
very high up.
involved. Eric had to say something.
I want to see Preston's law degree.
Yeah.
Did you verify your
something
own
we've never
credentials? Is what Preston is saying.
Where's your bar certificate?
For one thing, I'm not smart enough to know how to work all that stuff. So let's get that over with right now.
All right. In case this is your first show, ladies and gentlemen, we are sometimes bombarded with RMP talent during our shows as well. So we are a very much a who knows what the hell is going to happen type of show. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So for new people, this is kind of what we deal with on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
my guy, Christopher Getson, man, that's my guy right there. The Ted Koppel of RMP. That's right.
Damn straight.
Damn right. That's my guy.
We have the
right
Jack
there.
McCready over here on Twitch. The Jack McCready chiming in says the lawyer of mysterious specialty.
Yeah,
which is very true. I didn't know they were jack of all trades lawyers. I thought they were tax lawyers and family lawyers and financial lawyers. I thought there was every specialties.
Johnny Casanova's got it right. He got his law degree from DeVry.
I didn't even know it was that high. I thought it was $2.99 and 3 proofs of purchase from Frosted Flakes.
Eric Reyes
That's how I
says,
thought. You used to get everything back in the day. 3 proofs of purchase
and Eric just basically says it as is. You're not smart. Period.
He has credentials. He's smart. Duh. What is so hard about it? They're in front of your face. How do you keep denying this? It's right in front of your faces. It's right there. That like you can't keep raising the price of gas anymore because it's right in front of you.
You know what? Go ahead.
Right
go ahead,
there.
Lucas. Go ahead, Lucas.
No, it's okay because it would matter to me if it was people of importance that were questioning it, but it's not. It's Preston and the law office. So I'm not going to stress out about proving any more to these guys. I've already proven to the people that matter. I've proven to the Rocky Mountain Pro Rascals, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I lost myself. Okay. So this conversation really isn't going to get any better because the next match that we're going to be talking about right now is a 6-man tag match between the Law Office, which included Eric Reyes, Cookie Wright, and Dylan Anderson, going up against a kind of a reformation of 3/4. Yeah. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Of 3/4.
Brothers in arms dealing with a problem that they mutually have.
Anyways, 3/4 of the Wake with Dustin Urich and J.K. Bob.
Say it. Give them hope.
The wonderful thing, isn't it? And you know what? They fell right back into rhythm like I knew they would. They were looking great in this match. You know, Dustin showed that he was the longest reigning RMP champion of all time. It looks great. And then the Law Office and Preston's sniveling way of manipulating people rears its ugly head. And the biggest, baddest man, honestly, in the locker room right now, Marcio Santos, ruins the whole thing for no good reason. We find out that there is a reason, uncharged, and that Preston has somehow promised him a shot at Damon Ace. But that's the thing. He also went out and Marcio beat the heck out of Dylan Anderson. So, I mean, this is one of those consequences to your action. Now you have a very angry professional coming after you, Preston, when you thought it was all hunky-dory. And you ain't done with J.K. Pop and Dustin Urich yet. No, they don't take things like this, you know, they do not take it laying down. You're not done with them. Marky, there's no way that the 3/4 of the Wake are going to let this stand. No way. Absolutely.
No,
you're hoping it doesn't stand because you want to see this continue. It's exactly what you're hoping for.
I do. And you know what?
Let me see if I can bring a little sanity to that. He made a lot of very, very good points, but listen, there is no Wake anymore. It was J.K. Pop and Dustin Urich. Okay. Against the 3 people that have made their lives collective hell. So the fact that they have that experience does help here, but it doesn't mean that it's happening again, dude. Like it's been so long, it wouldn't happen. It took a knucklehead like Preston to even bring this situation to the forefront, which I got a funny feeling that he had to put on a new pair of underwear after that encounter with Marcio Santos, where we're going to find out later on that this whole thing, I believe, has been this giant ruse. See, going on here with Marcio and Preston, there's a lot more to this than met the eye. You kind of notice that out of this whole match, Johnny Casanova got handcuffed at the same time that Caden Koyama just happened to be getting double teamed on the outside, so Urich was all by himself, so that way Marcio could come in and pick his spot, right, and then give it to Anderson to win the match. Yeah, right. This was a gigantic colluded effort to give Marcio, again, Preston used his law office like power as the boss to help out somebody else. And we have this feeling now that Marcio has a guy in mind. We heard him say Damon Ace, and it really kind of sounded like a lot of this is leading into Preston's promise, guarantee, or hey, stick with me and I'll get you what you want. But either way, both of these last 2 matches, along with the guy who was still holding the Luckette's title in this 6-man tag match, are just drenched in snake oil, Lucas. And there's just something about it that is going to come back. Meanwhile, J.K. Pop, Urich, and Mo kind of have to take it on the chin here and just walk away. This is going to blow up.
Hold on. I understand you guys got Twitch chat in front of you. I'm sure you're seeing what Preston's spewing over there.
I'm on that one, yes.
I got
that.
Caden Koyama over here that said dirt bags, bunch of dirt bags. And then you have the official weapon 95. I think we all know who that is. Biggest and baddest in the locker room is a crazy thing to say.
I didn't say that.
I
didn't come out of my mouth. That was
No, I
was-
might have
that was
said it.
Once
was
again,
Mr.
he
Wink
got
himself.
caught with his pants down. Once again, it seems to be a trend when he talks about the wake. I don't know, guys.
Yeah, he doesn't think clearly when he talks about the weight. That's the problem.
We've been trying to tell him that for years, and like, nah, the gas just goes up another nickel.
But I mean, now apparently he has the law office backing. Marcio does. That makes him even more dangerous.
We
Like,
don't know because we saw on charts that there was a deal, but I don't think the deal involved him being on the law office at this point in time.
Yeah, he didn't seem to think that was part of the bargain. From what Marcio's perspective, what I got anyway, was that he was promised an avenue towards Damon Ace. And I'm not
Which is gonna
saying
be a
he's going to
complete
beat him or
crazy
he's not
person.
going to, but it sounded like he was kind of promised or given some kind of avenue, and he's waiting for the light to turn green.
That's a crazy avenue to walk down, though, voluntarily.
Damn
You know what
straight
I
it is.
mean? Considering there's a complete psychopath waiting for you at the end with an axe hammer combination.
Speaking of psychopath, this is directed squarely at you, Coastal.
Okay.
I'll give you the opportunity to take that back, says the official weapon.
I appreciate his generosity. I will take that back.
Smart.
That's very smart. That's wicked smart.
Wicked smart kid. Wicked smart.
I've learned from past examples.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
All right. Are we done with that match? Or are we still talking about that match?
No, there was a lot of good, but there was a lot of bad.
Oh,
It was a
no.
really
We
good
had
match
Lucas.
until the end
Lucas
of
didn't
it.
talk about it. I forgot about you.
No, and I was gonna say, my credentials are a hell of a lot less questionable than either one of those law office victories. So let's just put that out there. But it's Preston once again though. He's making so many damn deals. He might lose track of what deal he's made here if we're being honest here. And he's going to get himself in a little bit of trouble. He's getting a little bit over his head. I understand that he had this big plan of the law office, basically taking over, running roughshod. He made that big proclamation a couple months ago about, what the law office was going to do here at Rocky Mountain Pro. He made good on some of it, especially at Milestone. You got to give him to that. He made good on it. But when you start messing with guys like Marcio Santos and putting Damon Ace's name in there and different things,
Damon Ace by whom by the way beat him in 4 effing minutes. Says the champ.
Truth. He did.
Yeah, that is true. But here's another thing I'm thinking of, guys. With all this stuff going on with Marcio Santos, and is cease and desist and the American Eagle, Dylan Anderson, are they getting lost in the shuffle a little bit with everything
Are you
else?
trying
that's
to
going on
drive
with
a
the law?
wench into the law office, Lucas? Is
I-
that
I
your
am-
plan?
I am inquiring minds want to know. It's just an observation. It's things
We've
that
brought
happen
this
in a group of, when a group kind of has this success that they do, sometimes things happen. I'm not saying it's necessarily happening with law. All I'm saying is it kind of seems like, as great of a win as that was for Cookie Wright and Eric Reyes and Dylan Anderson, we're talking more about Marcio Santos, and we're talking more about Preston, and we've been talking a lot about the new Lockett's champion. We haven't really talked much about the guys who actually won the match. So that's all I'm just pointing something out.
You make
And
a
it tends
very
to
valid
be
point.
this way a lot of times, dude.
No, he makes a very valid point. If I'm, Eric Reyes is in chat over on YouTube, I'd be on the phone pressing me like, hey, where's the tag title shot that you've been saying we should get for on? Now you're offering title shots to people that don't even work for us? I mean, that's a question I would ask.
Do you guys have YouTube up and Twitch up?
I do.
I just have Twitch.
I got both up. I'm switching back and forth.
Okay. All right. Coastal, hand over that tinfoil hat to Lucas, says the lawyer.
Why? Because he makes a valid point, Preston?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking the question. Are Dylan Anderson and Cookie Wright and Eric Reyes going to be okay with getting lost in the shuffle? That's all I'm asking.
They seem to keep doing Preston's dirty work of past transgressions, and then the future isn't necessarily being built around them. Obviously, if we've seen Preston going from person to person, it now explains why he was going from Damon to Marcio a few weeks ago, trying to, pick a feather off of each of those birds to find out if it would fly or not.
Dude,
so now we know what that was. They haven't
some,
exactly been factored into some important things here.
There is some hate going on.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen.
Serious hate. Eric Reyes, you tried to bury the new reporters like Slade.
I don't bury her. She buries herself. I don't have to do anything.
She did a good job on charge.
What, getting told to mind her own business?
Yeah.
Trust the process, yep. Preston. Okay. We're watching the first few steps of the process. And it's working so far, yep. But this is a process that if you put on rinse and repeat, ends up processing you in the end someday.
You know who else was famous for saying trust the process? The Colorado Rockies owner about 3 years ago, where he said those exact words, trust the process. Look where the Rockies are at.
Lucas, it came back again.
Sorry.
Lucas, it came back again.
What's that?
Hashtag Lucas hates women.
Oh, Jesus. This stupidity, the idiocracy that is spewed by some people.
No, if Slade is just coming in, trying to move her way in, not been given an official position, but just happens to grab random cameramen and say, go.
Right. I didn't hold a woman's foot down so my client could win. Let's just put that
That's
up.
true. You didn't put your hand on anybody, Mouse. That's right.
Nope.
Preston, can you say that?
Preston says Lucas hates women journalists. Why, Lucas? Do you not think women can be journalists? That's sexist.
Absolutely. They absolutely can. Look who happens to be number 2 on my list of journalists right under me. That's Barbara Walters, the great Barbara Walters.
To pie directly back in your face? Directly in your face, POS. Pie in the face.
Should we move on?
I haven't seen Slade's credentials.
Yeah, no one's asking her for her credentials. All she got to do is bat her eyes, and she
kind of privilege
she gets interviews.
Can we make that a point? That is fair.
I think so. That's fair. I think that's very fair.
Because we were hopping on Lucas for months to get his credentials. I think it's only fair.
That is true.
Damn pie in the face. Love saying pie in the face.
All right.
Hello, Preston.
We don't ask for her credentials because she never claimed to be a journalist.
So she kidnaps cameramen then and should be suspect to prosecution or otherwise disciplinary action. Okay, cool. Now that we're narrowing this down one comment at a time, sounds good.
God, we are not going to be liked after this show.
Also, I don't believe Luke's trying to be the legitimate. Looks like you went to a print shop. Well, that's where you go to get the thing printed. You have to get it printed somewhere. And they have great machines at print shops like that.
Now we're fighting with the founder. I don't know what.
We're not fighting. No. I'm an old printer. I worked for Xerox for years. They come out of machines like that. They're important.
I wonder who would tell me where to go to a print shop. I wonder who would tell me that. I don't know.
Are you ready to move past this match and get on to the NRW Championship match?
Sure.
Because I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot about Lucas's credentials for the rest of the show now, just so you know. And the fact that Lucas is apparently sexist and hates women so much.
National Teleprinting for all your printing and credentialing needs.
That's right.
We make him a commercial for the rewind.
Hey, I got to.
Lucas, you got to narrate it.
I'm down. I'm down with the sponsor right now.
Dude, you got to narrate the commercial. That's right there.
Yeah.
Look what they did for me.
This was
They can do it for you too.
Marky. I think we should have found some time to finish this milestone review during the week instead of Sunday.
Yeah, you think? That's all right. That's all right.
All right. He might as well wear a fedora with a tag that says "press" on it.
Hey, don't give me any ideas.
What's better than coming out of the bathroom with the knob that says "pull"? So that's okay.
Yeah.
Horn Vite versus Amori NRW Championship
Thank God
match.
you moved the show along. Thank God. Finally moved the show along a little bit.
Oh, the host does his job. Woo.
Yes, I
Remy
create.
D popping in.
I
Twitch
create
chat over here.
suspense. I get everybody in chats involved. Everybody's involved in the conversation. Everybody's loving the show right now. We got good viewership for the first time in a while. Yeah, you're damn right I'm going to milk it. All right, so relax. Anyways, as we continue, Orin Vite versus Amori, last man standing match for the NRW Championship. Marky, what says you?
I says me that Zamore says no. I says me that Zamore went out there and took care of business. He saw the kid. Orin tried to change the terms. Orin tries to get in your head. Orin tries to play games. Zamore just runs over you. That's the plain and simple fact. This was not a long match. This was not a drawn out beat down. There was a lot of action on the outside of the ring. A lot of great action. A lot of just tough guys. These are two real tough guys. Like, no joke. All the jokes aside, these are two wicked tough guys. But Zamore just has the mass. He just has the ability to put more on it. Whatever it is, he puts more of that on everything. And at the end of it, 3 Z drops. Not 1, not 2 for good measure. 3 for the, like, what was it? 1 for the money, 2 for the shoes. 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go. Right. And Orin went all the way to the bottom of the canvas and looked up at lights for a while. And Zamore is still an NRW champion. Coastal, Lucas, this is great for Z. I think this is kind of a little bit of Orin Vite kind of poking some bears and kind of getting a little bit of comeuppance here in this situation. He changed moments on Johnny Casanova. We saw how that whole thing went, and he ducked out of the parking lot brawl. Like, Casanova's probably pretty pissed because this very well could have been his title shot against Zamore, and I honestly think it would have been a better match completely. But Coastal, we see Zamore just running away like a champion here, walking in, handling business, and walking out with his arm raised.
Absolutely. The year of Z continues. I mean, I go all the way back to, late last year in December, early in January, I said Zamore is coming for everybody. And he is. And he is showing ladder match. He won that. And then he called Orin's bluff. He goes, you want to be a tough guy? You want to have street fights? You want to well, let's see who's standing at the end. And he showed everybody exactly why he is, the NRW champion. And I don't see anybody taking that title off him anytime soon because he's adapting. He's using his strength, his mass. He can take you anywhere he wants to right now. He is in complete control when he's in the ring with you. It is going to take a feat of monumental strength, Lucas, to take this belt off Zamore because he's a different guy than he was a couple of years ago. There's no more chuckling around. When that bell rings, he is on point.
There's a lot to Zamore right now. He's great at whatever kind of match you want to get him into with this NRW championship, but he seems to be comfortable with any situation now. Nothing throws him out of sorts. He seems to just be able to adapt. He stays calm under pressure now. It seems like he's got everything together. Kind of like what we've been talking about with Caden Koyama. It's a little different because of the title is a lot different, but it's that same kind of confidence that he's got going on, that same kind of he's got a little bit of a swagger, as you talked about as well. This is kind of turning out to be the year of Zamore. He's had that little hiccup with Dylan Anderson, but got the NRW championship right back, and it seems like he's right back on a roll. Doesn't seem like he's going to be derailed anytime soon.
Preston, I'm sorry. I have to address this over
All
here
right,
on Twitch.
hold up,
Johnny's
hold
had
up,
his
hold up,
chances.
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
What?
Before you continue on with whatever freaking rant you're going on with the lawyer again, I am just going to step aside for a couple minutes. I'm going to use the restroom. Can I
Yes.
trust you guys to behave yourself while I'm gone for those couple minutes?
Maybe.
Give me a percentage.
70-30, yes.
I'll-
75-25, we'll be okay.
I'll take those odds. All right.
We'll be all right.
I'll be
all
right
right.
back.
We okay.
Maki can behave himself. I know he can.
That's
Yeah,
questionable.
yeah,
That's a questionable statement, sir.
Well, I'm a questionable guy, so
That's
apparently
okay.
Clearly,
according to the
because
law.
of the
Yeah.
hashtag Lucas hates women chant
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
This is disgusting. And all you people need to smell your own farts if you type in Lucas hates women. Okay, go smell your own fart out of a coffee can. But at this point, listen, Preston, you want to say that Johnny floundered opportunities? Johnny was prepared to fight or invite. And then or invite changed all of the terms of the engagement at the 11th hour. Johnny still showed up for the fight in the parking lot. Okay. And then finds out that the prosecutor is there under cloak and all kinds of hiding everything. Or invite is nowhere to be found. And then it's your guy that pops out with a hammer. And Johnny Casanova's out cold. You say he floundered an opportunity. I say he floundered his chance at getting oxygen that night. Because the hammer hit him in the head and knocked him out. See, like these are things that actually happened. And it's hard to say he floundered an opportunity because he didn't have 3 guys waiting in the dark and a plan that was already hatched. I don't know, Preston. I don't know what universe that this makes sense in, but it's not exactly this one. We understand you're doing what you got to do, but doesn't make the best of senses. And
look at this.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
You don't remember? Well, we saw Dylan Anderson walk out with a hammer, Johnny.
What? That is Mercury Yaden with a facial mask, I believe.
Those things are amazingly relaxing, by the way.
Yeah. And that was
great.
And that was Twee, his very, very nice girlfriend, wonderful human being.
Hello. Oh, I thought you didn't remember Johnny. I thought because you got hit by a hammer. Yeah. That was the thing that happened. Johnny was right. There is a lot of things that just happen here, aren't there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that just kind of happen. Those things do feel great, though. Do you guys? Anybody got you a wife that lets you try her like face masks and things? And have you tried it?
I have not. No.
I want a spa day. I want a spa day.
Shave and try it. Like I've never gone with her for like a pedicure or anything like that. She's tried to give it. Oh, it feels great. I'm like, I just don't have time to. But we've sat around the house and I've like shaved and put one of those. Those things feel great. Those things are outstanding. I think that look from Yaden is going to be my new sleep paralysis team.
Yeah.
There was definitely a little nightmare fuel, right? Because none of them moved. I just thought the screen was froze. Maybe the internet was doing things. But hi, Yaden. It was good to see you exfoliating and kind of taking a rest. You deserve it. I'm sure. Definitely need it.
Did we all behave ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we did.
We did. We did.
We had a little weird thing happen while you were gone.
I did. Wait.
You might as well tell me because I'm just gonna look back.
Or is it me?
What?
Was that Asylum-y or was it me? Like, remember how we just get those random things where people they had the masks on and stuff? No, I'm looking too deep into that. I'm looking way too deep.
Yeah.
I'm looking way too deep into that. Sorry,
You might as well tell me what happened because I'm just gonna go look back in the VOD and see it anyway. So what the hell happened?
Go look back on the VOD. We're not.
Yeah, you need to go look back on the vault.
Go look back on the VOD.
I'll just look back right now.
Or whoever you are, do it again. Do it again.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, do it again.
If you're still watching, please do it again.
Who's bringing
Yeah,
up?
it was a little bit of a conspiracy theory because it was so far out of left field, Preston. That yeah, I threw it out there, but like sometimes you have to acknowledge that a statement was really stupid, and I acknowledge that that was frivolously stupid. Right? That's accountability. That's accountability.
Okay. There you go, Johnny. I mean, there you go, buddy.
What about the asylum?
No.
Are you watching the screen? Are you looking at the screen?
Oh,
They're
Yeah.
what the
They're
hell is
there.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
they're like face masks, like the exfoliating or the feel good face masks. I don't know exactly what they do, but they feel great when you put them on.
Mhm.
Unless they're wet paper towels and they just threw them on there.
What the
And
hell
there he
did I
goes
just see?
Exactly.
That's exactly what we've been trying to figure out the whole damn time.
We got thrown.
Yeah. That threw us off. We weren't able to cause any chaos or mayhem because of that.
Happened.
I don't know what to say.
Exactly.
Right. That's the quandary. Right. That's the quandary of the whole damn thing.
I mean,
So now you
there
get-
is
now you
definitely
get to
some
pick a-
comments that I could say that's not appropriate for the live stream right now, but
No, you can't say those. No, don't. No.
yeah, I just don't. It's weird how that involves Jason Knoll versus Briscoe Brown right now.
It is, isn't it? Well, this is match 3 in the series, and there were 3 masked individuals. So that's one hell of a segue right there, John. That wasn't too bad. That was good.
No, you did good.
Right? That worked. Now you're curious to what those comments could possibly be. Oh. Well, as soon as you stop holding women down, we'll tell you. So in this match, this was
Okay. What?
What did I do?
Holy smokes!
What did I do?
Just trying
Well
to
done.
we're just trying to get through a milestone review here.
Thank you.
We've-
Well, he did. Did you see the Lockett's title match?
We've done this 4 other times.
He literally held a woman down.
Literally.
That's valid. Valid.
Valid. That's all we're saying. And price of gas didn't even go up. My goodness. But you want to talk about what went up was the temperature in the room when Jason and Briscoe got in the room. There is no love lost here. These are 2 guys. They don't want nothing to do with each other, but the pride to beat the other one is huge. None of us like to lose. And when you've beaten and then you've lost, now we have to see who wins the series, because now we're even and we need to go out and do something very, very different. And we didn't get a very different match. We got a very high-paced, emotionally charged match. We got an angry Jason Knoll, and we got a completely adrenaline up Briscoe Crown. And you know what you get. When you get those 2 things mixed in the ring, you're going to get a great match. You're going to get Jason with the big power game. Briscoe kind of, I don't want to say fighting out of a lot of things, but really kind of doing the old stick and move, right? Couple big drop kicks, get away from him. Big crossbody, pin him, get away from him. Don't let him grab you, bring him in. Like that's doom if you're Briscoe Crown. And Crown does end up working out huge in the end of the match with the big crossbody, fast pin, and he gets the win. Briscoe wins the 2 out of 3 against Jason. We've never sold him short. He's always been one of the guys that proved us wrong. He's been proving people wrong and proving himself for years now in Rocky Mountain Pro and Coastal. Now he wins the series against Jason Knoll. Where's Jason go from here? Because we know Briscoe's on his way up. He's got his eyes on maybe Caden Koyama or some other effect down the line to get him up the ladder. But Jason taking an L here in this situation. You think it hurts him some here, or where's he go?
I mean, I think it doesn't put him any further back. It just kind of hits the reset button here, because now, he's got to find a new way to get himself built up. This would have been a huge win for him if he'd had it. Briscoe has some big wins. It would have propelled Jason, but now he's kind of in limbo. And I think he needs to figure out, I don't know where he goes from here. He's got to figure that out, because he's running out of options here. Does he try and go after Koyama? I don't know. Maybe does he renew rivalries with Zamore, because, they have a big history.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. He could go a couple different places that way. Briscoe is only going up, and this was a huge win for him. It shows that he can take on, bigger individuals and still come out on top. You know, he's no longer. You say he's surprising people. I think we all knew that this was going to be a very close match, and you know the speed and the size kind of nullified each other here. Briscoe had a great game plan. If he can game plan like that, who knows? You know, he's had some injuries that have taken him out before, and right when he was on hot streaks, and now he's on another hot streak. And let's just knock on wood he can stay healthy, because there for a while I really thought he was on his way. He's still got his eyes on Damon Ace, guys. We know he's had matches with Damon before. He's got his eyes there. There's a line leading to the monster that is Damon Ace. Lucas, I got to think Briscoe has his eyes on the championship right now.
He should. Briscoe, once again, showing he's big match Briz. He always comes up in these big situations. He's really good on charge, really good, just on a routine basis. But when he needs to really step up, that's when he's at his best. These big time shows. And Milestone, it doesn't get any bigger against a veteran, a guy who's got 20 years of experience in Jason Knoll. Let's not just gloss that over. Jason Knoll is tons of experience, just a tremendous competitor. I think Jason is going to be fine. And you got to think maybe at this stage of his career, don't know exactly where he goes from here. It's, I think we've kind of seen probably the best of Jason Knoll. Does he still have more left? I think so. But Briscoe, man, Briscoe definitely has his whole future ahead of him. This guy we haven't seen the best of Briscoe Crown yet. We've seen some great things out of Briscoe, and yet I don't think we've seen the best of Briscoe yet. So that tells you a lot about where Briscoe can head to and where he might be headed to. So whether that is the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship or the Charge Championship, something big is going to happen for Briscoe Crown. That's just, I think it's almost inevitable at this point. He's going to get to a big place where he is one of the top guys. If he's not already there, I think you can make the argument that maybe he is one of the top guys, or he's at least in that conversation. So Briscoe, huge win. This is just a stepping stone for him, though.
Apparently, Eric Reyes just thinks that Briscoe has a good streak on banger theme songs going.
Well, Briscoe's theme song is a banger.
Yeah.
Totally describe. There are some theme musics that don't exactly fit the superstar sometimes. Briscoe's is peanut butter and jelly for him. It is perfect.
Yeah.
It's energy. It is just personified action right now to your eardrums, to your eyeballs. It screams Briscoe.
And
the fact that he's a part of the song makes it even better.
Right.
And apparently, I uplift women. Lucas tries to keep them from having jobs around here.
Oh my goodness. For one thing, I went to do commentary so she could do these interviews, and you're going to see more of her. So I don't want to hear that crap. Right. I'm not the one literally holding their legs down so that Big Daddy Mo. Ask Big Daddy Mo how uplifting you are. Let's see what she's got to say about that.
Well, all she would say is, well, if I was uplifted, then I downsized him, because didn't she put him on his ass this past week on Charge? So, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yaden, I don't know what you missed, dude. We just got Discord bombed here like twice. Some dude that kind of looked like you, but I don't know. He had this mask on.
Yeah.
A couple other people. Didn't know what was going on.
All right.
Thought it was like a Five Nights at Freddy's commercial or something real quick.
Coastal. I'm sure you had one hell of a time watching this show. Well, not this show. This match between Chopper City and Pretty City Express for the RMP Tag Team Championships.
What a tag team match. This is what happens when you have two Class A tag teams working against each other. I mean, Chopper City came in with a plan. You can tell, they like to get everyone going, get them pumped up. But when the bell rings, it's game time with Chopper City. And they'd been studying tape because nothing that Pretty City Express did surprised them. We'd seen that Pretty City Express knew how to work, the ref, work around the ring. And they did do that somewhat in this match, but Chopper City was ready. Atiba and Brucey are on the best of their tag team game right now. Even though they had that long title run about a year and a half ago, I think that they're even going to be more dominant this time because they do walk out with those straps. They bring them back home to Chopper City. And the biggest thing I took away from here was the end, guys. They beat Pretty City Express with their own move. There was no sucker buster this time. It was, hey, you guys want to say you're the premier and you're saving tag team wrestling? Well, go get in the back of the line now because they got beat with their own game by I'm not going to say superior tag team because they're just a rung above them right now because they're both great tag teams. As much crap as I want to give Pretty City Express, they didn't defend as much as I'd like to see them. I like to see a tag team take those titles out, and defend them as often as possible. They were out doing something, saving wrestling. It was lost on me, but Chopper City proved tonight why they are on the Mount Rushmores of tag teams in RMP history. They're right up there with the JK Pops, with the Gorillas. Like, these two guys, they're great singles wrestlers, but something magical, Marky, happens when Atiba and Brucey tag together. The energy, the way they feed off each other, and just Bruce is aggressive, and it complements so well to the high-flying Atiba.
Yeah.
Tell me, is this going to be as dominant a run as we've seen for the tag team in a long time with these belts now?
Coastal, I am going to be that asshole once again, and I'm sorry. I would have been okay.
I
if
thought
it
you
was...
were gonna do it when he said it.
No, I was gonna let him finish. You said tonight. It was like a week ago, but
yeah,
we're gonna let that one go just because of how the night has been going so far. So.
No, and
I understand
and
you used to charge and recharge like right afterwards, so I'll cut you some slack.
Well, if I'll tell you this, if this tag team title reign for Chopper City is going to be kind of, if we can look at anything to predict it, look at the match that they had with Pretty City Express. Pretty City Express, with the exception of the beginning part where Atiba was doing pretty good, once they did use that ref misdirection and getting Boss off of the apron and all the little tactics to get the advantage, they were in control for a very good deal of time. Like, Atiba was destroyed. He was isolated so hard and for so long in a match. He finally gets the hot tag to Bruce, and like you've said it, and we've said it, nobody takes a better hot tag than Bruce, man. And I'm telling you right now, he cleared house and went nuts and got the win. They have the same elite chemistry that Pretty City Express does. And we want to give them the garbage, but like, we can't. Because watching them do what they do, they operate at a level that anybody who's not at that level doesn't understand. And they are just on all cylinders with each other. And so was Chopper City. And that was the great thing about this match going into it, was that you were going to look at like A tier versus A tier. There was going to be no anybody wrestling up or down. This was going to be at its finest. And it absolutely was, Lucas. And I think for a lot of the RMP rascals, all of us who have been faithful, every single one of us, I think, are completely happy that it was Chopper City that brought the belts back home to the mountains instead of letting the pretty boys kind of take them and keep getting them all greased up, because, man, it is not easy to get the oil out of the back of all those belts. And that leather, it's not a baseball glove. It really doesn't need to get broken in no more. But Chopper City taking it, and I think this is to the moon for them. For as long as they want it, it's theirs.
That we can argue about who the greatest Rocky Mountain Pro tag team of all time is. That is an argument that we could probably go on for hours and days about. I
don't think it's an argument right now.
Well, no, but I'm talking about of all time.
I'm talking
about of all time, not right now, currently. I'm talking about of all time. But the one thing.
McCready got me. I'm sorry.
He did it again.
McCready got me. Fun fact,
All
Preston's first client was Miss Cleo.
All right, That's a good
I'm
one.
sorry. That got
all
me.
right.
That got me
Okay,
hot.
okay. All right. Now I got to get back on track here. So the one thing that I don't think we can have an argument is that Choppa City is the most popular tag team of all time. And that's undeniable with the reaction that we saw at Milestone from the Rascals at the Quarry, the way they erupted after Choppa City won. That was the loudest ovation of the night by far. And it just continues everywhere we go. There's the whole entire crowd, no matter whether it's at Bierstadt or if it's at anywhere they're at, everyone is chopping. Everyone gets crazy. The energy that they bring. This is what Rocky Mountain Pro needed. They needed Choppa City to be the tag team champions. That's it. It's what it's a good feeling to have them as the tag team champions. And they just bring this energy that can't be duplicated and really can't even be explained. It's crazy. Every time they come to the ring, it's just you electricity. You feel it. Everyone is in a good mood. They're chopping, and it's just great to have them as tag team champions. That being said, Pretty City Express, yeah, they may have not have defended those tag team titles as often as we all would have liked, but man, they are still a damn good tag team. I mean, damn good. And we have not seen the last of them. They're going to come back after those belts for sure. And Choppa City has to be at the top of their game because Pretty City can give Choppa City all they can handle and more.
You saw what happened on Charge.
Yeah. Dominant. And Pretty City they are the equals to Choppa City. I know Choppa City was the better that night, but Pretty City are their equals. And
I agree.
That's just the way it is. So Choppa City though, hey, chop, baby. You gotta love it.
All right.
Always ABC. Always be chopping.
So I guess Choppa City's just a placeholder because cease and desist are the future.
Well, I mean, their lawyer hasn't bothered to try and get them a title shot. I haven't seen him working that. I've seen him talking to other people about title shots, but not them.
Including Marcia, who's not technically on the law office.
I know.
Bold to call them placeholder.
No. Doesn't sound much like a conspiracy theory, does it?
No.
Anyways. Kevin Koa going up against Remy D. We do know that the Torture Souls will not be getting a new member anytime soon now that Remy D has defeated Kevin Koa in this match at Milestone 15. Your thoughts?
Mark, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to start it? No. Yeah, we're really all hoping, wishing and praying, and all of the good stuff that this was going to be Remy D's night to come in, handle his business. He's made his way through Jason Bravo. Check. He made his way through Montevideo. Check. Now it's time to have the boss battle, the final boss battle with Kevin Koa, the absolute muscle and the unit of the Tortured Souls. And that is what we got. Not necessarily Remy against Kevin Koa, but what we saw here was Remy against all of the Tortured Souls, okay? And anybody who thought this was going to be a one-on-one without any Jason Bravo or Montevideo trying to get involved, I got a bridge in Brooklyn that I'd love to sell you for $250.
Why in Brooklyn?
But because that's the expression. That's the expression. Got a bridge in Brooklyn I'd like to sell you. You never? No?
Oceanfront property in Arizona. That's
right, yeah, something like that. I'll sell you a bridge for $1,380. You know, something like that. Like
sounds like Monopoly BS to me.
Exactly. And anybody who thought that it was going to be one-on-one was literally living in Monopoly world, playing with Monopoly money, because that's not what ended up happening here.
Hate that game.
Remy has the answers. He's smarter than this. He's one of the only ones that's gone to school on it and realized I got to stay focused. I got to stay focused on Koa because this is so hard-hitting and very, very back and forth. The suplexes in this match were supreme. They were just tossing each other all over the place. And Remy just kind of locks it down at the end and just says no more of this. Him and Koa have destroyed it. You can't take anything away from Kevin Koa. You got to give the props to Remy D on this. You have no choice but to give it, because Remy's been going through this metamorphosis, and we saw this. He looks different. He brought back a little bit of kind of the old school Remy. He cut his hair. He's got a different appearance. The garb on the outside is similar, but we saw him enter the ring the same way we used to, didn't we? He came in over the top turnbuckle with the cartwheel and the legs and stuff. So there's something in there trying to get out. There is a Remy D that is kind of seeing the error of the ways, and we really think, we hope that this is the end of it for Remy, and Remy does get the big win against Cobra. We see the Snapdragon pop, and then the rear naked dream, I called it, because it was not really the choke. It was the rear naked $1 million dream. And he knocked out Kevin Koa out cold, and he gets the big win. Not only the win, but actually, Lucas, I'd like to throw this at you instead of Coastal first. Do you think the significance of tapping out Koa going to sleep in this regard, is anything of note instead of maybe just pinning him after the snap, crackle, pop? Do you think that this is Remy putting that to sleep so that he can kind of wake up and move forward?
I totally believe that this was done intentionally by Remy D. Totally believe that. Remy never does anything by accident. Everything is intentional by Remy. Remy has all these video packages that we've seen, all these different things that have been going on, and Remy always kind of has a message to send. There's always a message to be delivered, whether it's subtle or whether it hits you right in the face. I believe this was a message, not necessarily to the tortured souls. I think this was a message to all those people that have supported Remy D, like us here. We've all been supporting Remy D. I think this was a message being sent to us that maybe this rendition that we've seen of Remy is being put to sleep. We're moving on to something else. Maybe we're gonna see the Remy of past. Maybe we're gonna see a different Remy. I don't know, but I believe we're gonna be seeing something different than we've seen over the past year or so. I that's what I believe. We'll see. I don't know what's next for Remy. What do you think is in the cards for Remy at Coastal? I know you've always been right with us as huge Remy D supporters. So I'd like to hear what you think is next for Remy.
Oh, I mean, we see it on this past week's episode of Charged in a little small promo that chapter is complete, and now it's on to the next chapter. And I think from the promos we've seen before, going back, we saw a lot of when Remy beat Slade for that the Charge title the first time. I think that's where he's headed back to. I think he's headed back to that attitude, that mindset. The Remy we saw that it was Beauty and the Beast, but the Beast was in the match a lot. Like the aggressiveness, the drive to win. I don't think that fell off anywhere. I just think it got lost in the shuffle with all the time with the D-Lo stuff and then finding all that. I think this is Remy getting back to the basics of, I'm just going to go out there, take care of business, do my thing, and be dominant while doing it. I got to agree 100% with Mark, too. Putting that to sleep, that was as much of a win as a metaphor, too. Like, I'm putting this to sleep. This chapter is done. Now I really think Remy's got his eyes on the top of the mountain. And I said it before, there's a long line, but Remy is showing that nothing's going to stop him at this point. I really don't think. I think Remy is on a sole mission, and that is to reach the highest point in Rocky Mountain Pro. And I think he's in the mental space now where it's this, or that's the only option at this point for Remy is in his mind. He's got to succeed at the highest level.
We'll see what happens. Only time will tell with Remy. Weapons of Mass Destruction was the name of the game in the main event of Milestone 15. Damon Ace, your RMP champion, going up against the number one contender, Marty the Moth Casaus, in this main event matchup here. Never seen a Weapons of Mass Destruction match before, I do believe. Boys, what did you think about the first Weapons of Mass Destruction match?
Violence personified. Like, this was two guys that hate each other for the highest prize that we have in Rocky Mountain Pro. We saw everything in this match, guys. We saw physical violence. We saw barbed wire table or barbed wire board. Marty tried to light people on fire. Like, this was just everything we thought it was going to be and more. Like, we knew Marty was going to a different place, but this place is absolutely crazy. Like, the voices in his head were telling him to do vile and destructive things, and Damon matched it. Like, Damon, like, tried, lack of a better term, tried to cut his head off. I mean, he gouged his forehead with that axe. Like, this was on a different level. Like, and Damon, that crazy man, walks out with the title, but we see at the end, Marty ain't right. And no one's going to leave this match right at all. I mean, Damon he's in a different mental state now, even more dangerous than he was before, because he survived this. Like, he went to war and came out on the other side as the victor. But Marty ain't right. We see it on Charge when he's meeting with D'Lo and Yaden. He's crazy's a weird term. I don't know if he's crazy or if he's snap Marky, but this Marty might be more dangerous than the one that entered the Weapons of Mass Destruction match.
Yeah, because the Moth. I don't know exactly how to put this 100% correctly, but I think we saw Marty the Moth walk into the match, right? Marty the Moth Casaus walked in and had his head turned and knew it was going to be exactly what it ended up being, right? We saw these guys hitting each other with barbed wire tape, drenching each other in gas, all this stuff.
Don't forget about the sandwich.
Yeah.
There was a grossly whatever kind of sandwich. I don't even want to know what was on it. It looked like a blood witch or whatever it was, because there was just red paste and smeary. It was just gross. And Marty looked like he was going to throw up. Damon probably did throw up afterwards. You're right, Sonny. These guys are warriors, but they're sick too. They took turns laughing at each other when they were in the most precarious. But this is what they both wanted. This is what they both wanted. And I think for the first time, Damon got matched psychopath for psychopath in this situation. There was a kill shot at the end of the match on the Lucha Libre belt, which Damon stole and came out with, okay, just to kind of dig the needle in, because that's what Damon does. He kill shotted Marty on the belt, and Marty stood up as if to say, what was that, a mosquito? And Damon's face took aback, and then we see the couple big cutters, and Damon snap back to reality very, very quickly. He does that. He's not used to being on the defense. If he gets that, whoa, what the hell was it? The first thing is to move forward. Why is the damn champion? He never stops moving forward. He never stops making people go down and then him keep moving forward. Everybody's behind him. If you're Damon Ace, who isn't in behind you at this point? You've beaten almost everybody. You've even the craziest son of a bitch in the place, the Marty the Moth Casaus now. But like I said, the Moth, I think, came out of this match. I don't think there's Marty the Moth anymore.
Well, you saw what happened on Charge.
And that's right what I'm getting into. You got D'Lo trying to talk some sense into the fellas to kind of like, team up and join up. It's like, look, you've been destroyed by this man. You've been destroyed by Damon Ace. Why don't you team up and go after Damon Ace collectively? And then they had like the Mega Dudes handshake. I don't know if they do, but I'm telling you, this is going to be a force to be reckoned with going forward in RMP if Yaden and the Moth, because that's not Marty right now. He'll be back later. Leave a message. All right, at the beep. All right. That if Yaden and Moth can work together, Damon's going to have to do something. I'm Damon, and I ain't saying you can't defend yourself or you couldn't handle this, but even for you being the one man that you are, that's two men that I think even you might need a hand with in that given situation. I'm not taking anything away, but if they team up, you saw the crazy that was in the Moth, Damon. Now imagine that with the calmness and the kind of strategy of Yaden moving forward. And that could be a recipe for doom on you. And if either one of them get together and earn a title shot, Lucas, this could again be a giant landscape changer once again, caused by Damon Ace, bringing the Moth out, kicking Casaus out, and making sure that this level of crazy continues to exist. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, but saying all that, this is what Damon wanted.
Yes.
He wanted this. This is what he wanted. So this is all. I'm guessing that Damon is at home or wherever he's at, smiling at all this, guys. That is a sick thought. Is that he is smiling with all this craziness that is percolating here at Rocky Mountain Pro. He is smiling because he's getting exactly what he wanted. I'm telling you, Damon Ace is loving the fact that he saw two of his most bitter enemies of all time making this pact or whatever. He's loving this. I know that, yeah, it's going to be a problem for him, but he's not worried. He's not worried about it. It's a problem that he'll figure out a way to combat somehow. Yeah. But because he's freaking Damon Ace, but he's getting exactly what he wanted. He wanted this. He wanted the Moth. He didn't want Marty Casaus, and he got exactly what he wished for. So, and he came out victorious. Yeah. At Milestone with all that craziness, rotten sandwich and all. Still, you're Rocky Mountain Pro champion.
Blood. You're right, Damon. I did forget about your tag team partner, Tori. Yes, I did. Most tag team partners aren't made of metal, though.
I have a thought, though. Damon has everyone's attention now. Now he's got Marty and Yaden, perhaps both coming after him. He also has a slimy lawyer who's trying to weasel somebody that he owes a favor to into a title shot, and we know the law office hunts in a pack. Damon's got two different things coming at him at once. I mean, I don't doubt he can't handle it. He is Damon Ace. He's violently intelligent. You know, he seems to be able to predict things, but now there's more people. And Damon usually is solely focused on one person, and now he's kind of got to split that focus. I'm interested to see what happens there.
That's an interesting point.
We also did see that Preston did talk to Damon Ace a while back too. I think Lucas just barely caught up to that interaction off in the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, there has been interaction. We don't know what the conversation was about. It could just have been simply a conversation, but Damon Ace usually isn't just one to have conversations.
No, you either go to him with something you need or you go to him with something that you want. You don't go to him to see if he wants to go have coffee.
Yeah.
You go talk about, the week's events.
There is no small talk with Damon.
Yeah, no. We can attest to that firsthand. Talk to him.
And guys, we finished.
Did we actually finish the review this time?
We finished Milestone 15.
The internet held out.
Held up pretty good. Just remember, I talked to Preston before Marcio. See? Boom. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Yes.
All I gotta say.
Preston playing both sides of the coin now.
Did Preston talk to you before he talked to Marcio? Because, see, Damon, this is the one time that you're not the central figure. Preston weaseled himself to be the central figure in this bicycle wheel full of spokes that is RMP problems and troubles. And he is one of the center hubs of where most of the spokes of doom go. And at this point, I think you're caught in the middle of one of Preston's either lies or gimmies that he told to Marcio. So I don't know what your relationship is with Marcio. I'm assuming it's like your relationship with everybody. You just want to destroy some people. All you guys are investing. No, Preston, no, we're not. It's about you. No, we're not. No, we're not at this point.
It's the non-stick variety.
Yeah, we sprayed it with Pam, so it's good.
Yeah.
No. See. Now, when we found out a lot of interesting things this week on Charged about Marcio Santos and Damon Ace, and with Preston Oblinger Skidmore, and it's all starting to fit as though it was a Lego set and we were giving the instruction. So, Damon, I got a funny feeling your name was in somebody's mouth when it shouldn't have been, and it's getting a Marcio Santos fired up to come at you. I know you invite it. Just somebody else might be playing a game with you.
Mhm.
Keep your eyes open. Listen to me going to bat for Damon Ace.
Yeah, I know. I never would have
Yeah.
thought I heard that. Stop
There's a
mudding
way
the
of changing
waters.
a man when yeah.
Stop
don't stay
mudding the
neutral.
waters, Marky says.
I'm not
Eric.
mudding the waters. Not mudding the waters at all. I'm
And
being
Eric,
extremely neutral.
Eric
and
did
down the
say
middle.
that Damon would look great in orange.
Why don't you go up and ask him what size he is then, bro?
Yeah.
Go ask him what size
Don't
jacket
offer
he
him
wears.
a law office shirt.
I got a cricket machine. I'll make a jacket for him. Just let me know what size shirt he is. But I want to see the conversation. I want to see how that went. If somebody video that, can we get Kevin to video that?
Yeah.
Can we get Kevin to video that?
Have Slade there too while we're at it.
Marky Cole.
No, Damon. We're not
Yeah,
saying anybody
yeah,
has
no,
you in checkmate.
no.
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 No. We're saying is that somebody's bending the rules of the game for their favor without the ability to back it up like you do. Straight up. That's it.
Preston's a bloat liable to find himself as the baseball card in the Spokes of Doom.
It's nice how
That's it.
you guys are in the crossfire.
Yeah, as you just sit there and
Well, you don't
Do
say
nothing.
much when we start engaging like this. You don't say much because you just do the neutral thing and then you judge us later as
That's
being
all I
stupid.
do. That's all I do.
Yeah.
it's kind of smart, but
It's part of the job. That's why I signed the contract. We talk all the time. Everyone likes Eric Reyes. That's coming from Eric Reyes.
We had a good time with Eric Reyes on the show a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago there. That was cool. He was
Yeah.
here. Had no problem with him until I saw him on TV. Then I had a problem with him.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Final thoughts on Milestone 15.
RMP never fails to deliver. I mean, this milestone is honestly, they just keep getting better. This one was crazy. We had title changes. We had a weapons of mass destruction match that has got to be in the already a front runner for match of the year. That tag team match was amazing. Just RMP doing what RMP does.
You know, and this is a milestone with a lot of questions coming out of it at the end. A lot of times milestone is the end of some things. And this year, it I don't think it was the end of a hell of a lot. Because the Moth and Damon is not over now that Yaden is a third party in it. We have not heard the last of Pretty City Express. By no means is Mo done going and look. Hell, we're getting another Dak Draper versus Ice Williams match next week on Charge.
This upcoming
Who could
Thursday.
Who could ask for anything more than that? We have a lot more questions coming out of this year's milestone, and that's going to be interesting building it in towards the second half of the year. Because a lot of times it goes the other way and we see some new things happen. We're going to see a lot of things continue to happen, and I'm really here for it because a lot of landscape is changing, but a lot of things are staying the same in the kind of coincidental way. So I hope
Yeah.
you guys enjoyed the main event. I wanted the best, Marty.
Yeah.
He got Damon. It was good. It was everything that we hoped you crazy some bitches would give us.
Mm-hmm.
Buckets match should be a match of the year candidate.
Would have been if someone kept their greasy paws out of it.
yeah.
It,
You
it would have
ruined
been
it.
if the Luckette's title winner actually got the belt afterwards. You're right. We could have.
I
had the
still
total
don't
package
think
of a
she
match.
actually touched the belt.
I don't think
think
she's
she
even
has yet.
seen it yet, except on Preston's shoulder. That's it.
Dare I say?
That's it.
Dare I say?
Don't do it.
2.0.
All right. Let's wrap up this shindig. It's been the longest review I think we've ever had, at least for quite a while.
Well, we got put on pause for like a week.
We did.
I've been sitting here the whole time for like a week. I was just right here. We zapped right back into it at the beginning of the show.
All
It was
right.
weird.
Lucas, do your thing. Up and coming week for
All right.
RMP.
Yeah, well, we've got a couple big YouTube shows coming up. Obviously, Tuesday, another Ignition will be coming out, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Don't forget about that, guys, on YouTube. And are you going to be airing it here on Twitch as well, or are we just doing Rumble and YouTube?
For what?
For the Ignition, just people can watch it.
I think it's just Rumble and YouTube on Tuesdays because
Okay.
I'm not around on Tuesdays.
Okay. So, yeah, make sure you check out the newest edition of Ignition this Tuesday, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Then, obviously, we got another Charged episode coming up. We get that big Ice Williams and Dak Draper rematch. So, that's going to happen 7 o'clock Mountain Time on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitch. So, and then we'll do our Dudes and Belts recharge immediately following that. Friday night, guys, we are back at the Bierstadt Lager House. You guys have seen how crazy that crowd is, how large that crowd is. Another one coming up this Friday night. So make sure you get on down there. I think doors open at 8 o'clock. With the show starting at 9. So, yeah, get down there. Get your seats. I believe they are now charging out the
Can
door.
I get somebody on Twitch to put the YouTube link up, please?
Served, as far as getting tickets. So it's still one of the hot tickets in Denver on a Friday night. Technically it's the second Friday this month, but because of the 4th of July, we'll be back to our normal schedule. And then I think we've got Romero's on hold on, I screwed up. My bad. We have a show on Saturday as well, and I believe that is Romero's coming up. So, yeah, check out Romero's up in Lafayette. Doors open, I believe it's 7 o'clock. Show starts at 8.
Two new venues with 2 new venues this month. We'll probably talk about those venues as we get closer to those events because we typically do this every show. So typically I would send YouTube and Rumble off and we'd raid Twitch, but there is going to be a showing a remastered version of Milestone 15. We have the founder putting the exact YouTube link to the YouTube channel in the Twitch chat for all you guys watching on Twitch. If you want to see the remastered version, head over to YouTube via that link. Become a member at $4.99 of the tier 2 variety, and you guys will be able to watch the entirety of what we just talked about, which is Milestone 15. So typically we raid on Twitch. Tonight we are not, because we encourage you guys to go over and head over to the YouTube channel and watch Milestone 15. Make sure you become a member, and we appreciate all you guys' support. Without you guys, RMP probably be dead in the water at this point. So you guys are amazing. We love the Rascals. And yeah, that's really what I have to say right there. So hit that YouTube link. Head over to the YouTube channel now. I'm sure the premiere is about to go up in about 5 minutes or so, which conveniently we finished right at the 2-hour mark. So y'all should do a watch along of Milestone. I am not staying up till 1:30 in the morning. I refuse.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock here.
It's 11 o'clock at night. You guys, it's only, 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
So, yeah. That ain't happening tonight. If we do get enough suggestions, maybe we will do a subscriber watch along on Twitch, specifically for Milestone 15. It could be a subscriber only stream. I don't know. I know the founder is in chat. He might want to think about that. Maybe that could be something we could do this week at some point. So get the Twitch chat involved. But hit that link. Head over to the YouTube channel right now. We are signing off for the evening. Rumble, YouTube, we appreciate you guys. Best show we've had in a while in terms of viewership. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for all the new members already that has joined the Tier 2 membership during this show. We greatly appreciate you. For myself, Johnny Deathdrop, Coastal Crusader, Marky Pins, and Lucas Bradwell, we will see you guys on Thursday for another episode of Recharge. And, of course, make sure you head over and watch the remastered version of Milestone 15 for all the Tier 2 members over on YouTube. As always, folks, stay safe, stay classy, and we'll see you on the next one.